Good evening. Welcome to the Stephenville Town Council meeting agenda for Thursday, August 28th. Janelle, would you please take the roll call?
Councilmember Barker. Here. Councilmember Brown. Here. Councilmember Bragg. Here. Councilmember Smith.
Here.
And Mayor Michelson.
Here. Would you all please stand for the pledge of allegiance?
Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. We'll go on to item number 3 on the agenda, public comments and anything not on the agenda tonight. Anything not on the agenda. Let's see what else.
Sue Devlin, 305 6th Street. I've got actually 2 comments to make. According to Robert's Rules of Order and also the Town Council rules, before an employee can answer a council person's question, that employee has to ask permission from the mayor instead of just jumping in and answering. This has been happening for a long time. A council member asks a question about something and Janelle, Gina, or Robert just answered. According to the rules, a council member should call for a point of order at that time, which is not happening. The mayor also has the right to call for a point of order. Talking, some council members and employees talking at the same time can be quite distracting and confusing. During all of these out of order conversations, Bob, you just sit there and let everything happen, run amok. It's quite distracting. I'm also concerned about a person who's running Jim Cruz, who is a candidate for mayor. He has been trespassed by the current mayor. On the papers served to trespass him from City Hall, no reason was given. It's against Jim's constitutional rights, federal and state, and is an election interference according to the Hatch Act of 1939. He can't access any city records by coming in. He can't sit and listen to town hall meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Sharon.
Sharon Gee, 225 Valley View Street. I want to address my comments to the mayor and the council members. I take issue with the idea that the person running for mayor has been effectively banned from town hall. He can't enter town hall as a citizen. He's not allowed to come in and ask questions and receive information that he needs. He can't attend council meetings. I do want to reference a couple of points in the letter that he has written to the Bitterroot this week. He says, I had stopped by town hall to see Chief Bo. As I came in the door, I noticed the town clerk at the front counter. I stopped and she asked me, how may I help you, Mr. Cruz? I replied that I would like to see the resolution regarding records request. She immediately told me that request had been forwarded to the town attorney for review. I told her I wasn't there for records, that I wanted to see the council resolution regarding the records request process. She told me that I would have to have the town attorney's permission to look at that resolution. The problem with this is that you, as a citizen, have a right to see all public documents as protected by the Constitution for the state of Montana. Article 2, Part 2, Section 9, right to know. No person shall be deprived of the right to examine documents or observe the deliberations of all public bodies or agencies of state governments. The reason I wanted to see the document was to examine the policy regarding the processing of records requests. The document request that I had submitted was requesting to come to town hall and sit down and review the documents in town hall, which would not have cost the town any money. I'm not sure who decided to engage the town's attorney, That is something that not even the council member can do without consulting the council president. Because I was trespassed in town hall, I can no longer go to town hall to look at these documents, nor can I participate in. I'm not sure why I was trespassed in town hall, because it's not I received trespassing me. And I have not done anything that should have been the cause of me to be treated this way. I'm a candidate for mayor, so I think it's important that I know what is going on in town, and I understand how the town is operating. I can't do that very effectively by being banned from attending all public meetings at town hall by the mayor. Jim is running for mayor, and this whole situation smacks of censorship. He should be allowed to attend meetings as a citizen, and most definitely as a mayoral candidate.
Thank you, Sharon. Jeannie?
Jean McKinley, 401 Charlotte Street. My first question is, can we ask questions? Can you answer us back? We cannot. Okay, very good. My concern is the same thing that we've just been having. And I was just calmly reading the Star a couple hours ago when I saw Jim's letter, and this is something that's really serious, and I don't know I've never even heard of the trespass thing, so I did not, can this happen to me by coming in and asking to see things? And why? And is it an attitude thing when we come in? Maybe somebody's not very polite? What is the thing there? What I see happening with a lot of these particular things are issues that are going on now that I stood so firmly behind our current mayor when we were fighting against the last mayor. And now I see these changes that are happening now, that you're doing the same thing that we were fighting so hard against, and trying to keep our rights and rules and regulations for the town intact. And what I see, even with the thing going to the attorney, why are we not aware? Is it just because I missed the last meeting? What? But I'm not aware of so many things that are going on, and I know I am not alone. When I'm talking to my neighbors and they're saying, what's going on? Why don't we know these things? This town right now, what's going on here is we have no one standing up for the community. Standing up for maybe what you guys figure are your rights here for the town to make decisions that we're not aware of with rules and regulations, but we're not being supported like we are supposed to be. And I object.
Thank you, Jeannie. Any other public comments? Sean?
Thank you. Sean Doe, President Stevensville Civic Club. I actually just came to say thank you once again. We had Creamery Picnic, of course, August 1st and 2nd. So came to say thank you for letting us take over the park and parts of town once again. We hope there were no major issues that you guys found afterwards. I'm sure I would have heard by now. But it was a great event. It was actually the biggest and best we've had in many, many years. Also just wanted to give some kudos to Chief Motley and his team. What the firefighters did, a couple of minor incidents that happened, helping us out with sound for the parade and that kind of stuff. Chief Bo and his officers, he doesn't know this until now, but in taking care of the folks that are in charge of our money, he helped us to safely transfer over $20,000 in cash out of the park and over to the bank with no issues, and everybody felt nice and safe and well taken care of. And then, of course, there's Steve Lassiter and his team handing us a beautiful park that was in wonderful condition for us to use for the weekend. We hope we get it back to him in the same condition he loaned it to us in. So anyway, it was great. It was wonderful. We raised enough money that we can fund the rest of our activities for a full another year till we do it again. So I just want to come and say thank you once again.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you. Any other comments on anything not on the agenda tonight from the public? Seeing none, we'll move on.
Yes, one more.
Oh,
I'm, for the next few minutes, stepping out of my role as a council member and acting now as a citizen. I've been asked by Mr. Cruz, since he cannot be here due to the trespass, to read a couple of letters for him, which I agreed to do. First one is to Mr. Mayor, Council, and to the people of Stevi. Subject is the mayor's interpretation of Resolution 543. Mr. Michelson. During the July 10th, 2025 meeting in Stevensville Town Council, you explained the renting of the dump truck to an employee of the town, employee Cody Anderson, for $50. As you already named the employee in your executive report, I presume it's okay to use his name in this correspondence. You and I have had several email conversations, one of which you indicated the town employee was a citizen of the town of Stevensville when he is not on the clock. I could not agree more. That means that all standard rates and charges apply to the employee as would to a citizen of this town. When Councilmember Smith asked about the transaction, you indicated that you report on the item during your executive report, and you did so. There was, however, a glaring error or omission made when you read Resolution 543. You read the resolution items and indicated the fees to be charged for uses as follows. Town employee with backhoe, $150 an hour. Truck, $50 an hour. Town employee with dump truck, $150 an hour. Town employee, $40 an hour. Snow removal, non-compliance, $50 per snow removal. The problem is you altered the second item, which should have read town employee with truck, $50 an hour. But this is not the real problem. The issue at hand is that it was not a dump truck that was rented to haul the gravel. If that is the case, as a citizen, that should have been employee with dump truck, $150 an hour. That would be the charge for a private citizen. As you said, the employee would have been a citizen when off the clock. You told the council and the public that you rented the truck to employee for $50 an hour. But it seems that the reality is you rented a dump truck to an employee who was at the time acting as a citizen as he was off the clock. Thus, the charge should have been at least $150 an hour. That was the true time, or what was the true time of the rental, excuse me. I suppose that will be known, that will be unknown, as you say, there is not a rental agreement. Has that $50 come in on the claims as income? And if so, when was that reported to the council as income? The rental had to be at least an hour because it had to be filled with dirt, gravel of some source, dumped or spread, then the truck cleaned and returned to someone who would have checked the truck in. Who was the employee that released the truck? And who received the truck after the rental? Did the employee have permission to drive the truck outside of town limits to get the gravel? How far was the trip? Who supplied the insurance? Is there proof of insurance on file for audit purposes? Is it a violation of the vehicle licensing to use government vehicle for personal use? This may be considered an ethics violation or potentially a gift of greater than $50. That is why it is so important to have written policies and procedures for the conduct of business regarding the use of property of citizens of this town. I suspect the town would obtain legal opinion regarding the legality of Resolution 543, especially as it has been used in this case. He puts in here a couple of email between himself and Mr. Mayor, and this is regards resolution from 7/11. Mayor Michelson, I think you have misled the council and the public by your claim that you followed those two resolutions to rent the truck out to a town employee, Anderson. Resolution 543 has to do with fees the town charges for citizens to hire a piece of equipment and an operator or supply labor to a citizen of the town and to take action to remove snow. Resolution 544 has to do with fees the town charges for excavations. Neither of these resolutions authorizes the town to rent a truck to an employee or directly to a citizen. It comes as a town product, driver and truck. The proper way to establish this work would have been for Anderson to hire the truck and an employee per Resolution 543, acting as a private citizen at the rate of $150 an hour. The renting of the truck with employee would have eliminated any possibility of impropriety. As it is, I have to ask, have you set a standard to allow anyone to rent the truck? Just read them. It's very clear as day. With all due respect, Jim Cruz. As an answer, Mr. Michelson said, Jim, I don't believe I misled the public or the council. Your comments of someone else other than Mr. Anderson driving the truck for Cody is absurd. He is a town employee who rented a piece of equipment that he himself uses at work daily. With all due respect, I disagree. Bob, I can see where you could draw that conclusion, but that is not the intent of those resolutions. The intent is that the town can provide the equipment and operating personnel as a service to the citizens of the town. Read the title of the resolutions. Nowhere does it imply the town rents equipment. We are the town, not U-Haul or Montana Equipment Rentals. If that is the case, rent me the truck for a day for $50. You cannot treat a town employee differently than a citizen of the town. Jim Cruz. Finally, from the mayor, Cody is also a citizen of Stevensville when he is not on the clock. I am not going to have Steve Lassiter drive a truck to Cody's house and dump gravel while Cody stands by. You're digging into this way too deep to justify your reasoning. He didn't get special treatment. I can recall when you were mayor and Ed Sutherland used town equipment off the clock for free. Regards, Bob Michelson. That last comment, says Jim, was retaliation from the mayor to a private citizen, and it is also untrue. That was his first letter. Second is dated 8/28, today, to the mayor, town council, and citizens of Stevensville. Conduct during council meetings. Unrecognized speakers are out of control. Mayor, it is unprofessional behavior to allow members of the staff or gallery to speak without being recognized. These are council meetings, and you are the chair of the meeting. It is not a staff meeting or a guest meeting. The only people that should speak at a council meeting are those that have been properly recognized by the chair. If you want to change that process, then the council must suspend council rules to allow unrecognized speakers to speak. When it is necessary for a member of the staff to speak, they should be recognized by the chair, then they should take the podium so that they can properly address the mayor in their response. All speakers are required to direct their comments to the chair, not the council, not the gallery, and not to each other. Refer to Part 10 of Council Rules. Part 2, Section 2 of Council Rules. To assure effective participation by all members of council and to protect the right and participation of the individuals appearing before the council, all council meetings and hearings shall be conducted in general conformance with Robert's Rules of Order, except as otherwise provided by law. Part 1, Section 5 of Council Rules. When a council meeting is in session, all communication concerning public matters between council, staff, and public shall be openly performed and subject to public inspection and record keeping. This is Jim's opinion. This means that if you have supplemental information regarding an issue before the council, you need to provide a copy for inspection to the council 48 hours before the meeting, and the public needs to be able to see that information as well. Failure to disclose supplemental information to the council for decision-making purposes and for public review might be a violation of the right to know and the right to participate. So if you present supplemental information that the council or the public has not seen, the issue ought to be tabled to allow time for public noticing and council review prior to making the decision. Part 4, Section 1, Council Rules. All reports, communications, ordinances, resolutions, contract documents, or other matters to be submitted to the council shall be submitted by 12 o'clock noon on Wednesday, immediately preceding the Thursday agenda publishing deadline of the town clerk. If the agenda item is associated with a public notice, 3 weeks prior to the proposed meeting time is needed for sufficient publication times in local newspaper with a root star. The author's opinion, Jim's opinion, this does not authorize the routine delay of submitting the claims to the council for review. Often, more than 2 days are needed to do proper review and to be able to ask questions prior to the council meeting and gather resources. It has become a habit of submitting the claims almost a week after the agenda has been published and should not be allowed. Late submissions are not the normal method of operation and lead to errors and are a result of, we have to get this done or else. Not only that, but if you have posted an agenda and there is a change, it needs to be identified as an amended agenda and the date it was amended with change indicators to show what was changed. Part 5, Section 4, Motions. After a motion is duly made and seconded by council, no person shall address the council without first securing permission from the presiding officer. Jim's opinion: the council should not ask questions of the staff. They need to ask the question of the mayor. He can ask the staff to respond to the mayor so the council can hear the response. The staff are not to talk to the council unless council suspends council rules to allow that action. Town of Stevensville Personnel Policy Manual, Part 44E, applies to all town elected officers, appointed officers, and employees. Employees who are required to attend and participate during council meetings, special council meeting, a public hearing, or who sit on the town board are expected to comply with council rules or board rules. During council meetings, special council meetings, public hearings, board meetings, all employees are expected to either turn their cell phones off or silence their ringers. If it is necessary to be available on standby, notify the mayor or board chairperson. Employees who attend or participate during public meetings are expected to dress professionally, be mindful of their representation of the town or administration, and maintain appropriate decorum throughout the meeting. One last thing, Mr. Mayor. You often yell out at council meetings if someone does not show up, unexcused absence or something of that sort. Mr. Mayor, you are an executive branch of the government. You have no disciplinary authority over a council member. They are the legislative branch. It is up to the council to develop their own rules and discipline their own members. 754103 MCA, Council Rules and Discipline. The council may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for improper conduct, and expel any member for the same by 2/3 vote of the members elected. I do not see the word mayor mentioned in that statute. My opinions, Mr. Jim Cruz. And that is his 2 letters. And on a personal note, I do have to stand in opposition when I found out about this trespass, Mr. Mayor. And I only found out about it about a week and a half ago. Because Jim wanted to keep it quiet, wanted to work it out himself. Mr. Mayor, as the two ladies have said, it is against his constitutional rights. And I'm going to call on you right now to cancel that trespass. Mr. Mayor, bring down this wall. Let your political opposition have his day. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, we'll move along to item number 4, approval of the minutes. Item A, could I get a motion to approve town council meeting minutes of 7/10/2025, please? Councilmember Brett.
I move to approve town council meeting minutes of 07/10/2025.
We have a motion by Councilmember Brett, do we have a second? Councilmember Barker.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion, we have a second by Councilmember Barker on the minutes of 7/10/2025. Do we have a discussion from the council on the minutes? Has the council had enough time to look at the minutes? Seeing no discussion from the council, do we have any discussion from the public on the minutes? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Barker. Aye. Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg. Aye. And Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Moving on to item number B, budget workshop minutes of 8/7/2025. May I entertain a motion, please? Councilmember Barker.
I make a motion to approve budget workshop meeting minutes from 8/7/2025.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker, do we have a second? Councilmember Smith.
I second.
We have a motion, we have a second by Councilmember Smith. Do we have any discussion from the council on the budget meeting minutes? Is council good on the budget meeting minutes? Okay. Do we have any discussion from the public on the budget meeting minutes? Seeing none, Janelle, would you take the vote?
Councilmember Barker.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg.
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Moving along to item number 5, approval of biweekly claims. Item A, may I get a motion, please, for claims number 19872 to 19890, please? Councilmember Smith.
I move to approve claims number 19872 through 19890.
We have a motion by Councilmember Smith. Do we have a second? Councilmember Barker.
Second the motion.
We have a motion by Smith, a second by Councilmember Barker. Do we have any questions on the claims? Councilmember Smith.
If I could ask a question of Mr. Lassiter.
Yes, you may. Mr. Lassiter.
Steve, what is a grizzly bar?
Somebody might ask about that. That's when it's a big strainer. It's when you get a shovel full of rocky dirt, drop it into this big steel contraption. It catches the rocks and lets the dirt fall down. And that way we can make topsoil instead of going by.
It sorts out rock and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh,
so we
okay.
got the slots were too big, so it was letting rocks in like fist size rock. So we got some expanded metal and rolled it to the top, and now we're making some pretty clean, fine dirt. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Council good on the claims. Okay, if we're good there, then I'll ask the public. Are there any comments from the public on the claims? Seeing none, Janelle, please take the vote.
Councilmember Rucker? Aye. Councilmember Brown? Aye. Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Okay, with the council's permission, I would like to move item number new business A, approval of prosecuting attorney contract. Move that right up before the public hearings on the budget, so that she doesn't have to sit through all that. So if we could get a motion to suspend council rules, move item new business A up to right after the claims that we just approved. Councilmember Barker.
I'd like to suspend council rules to move item of new business A, discussion decision for approval of prosecuting attorney contract above public hearings in the agenda.
Thank you. We have a motion by Councilmember Barker. May I have a second, please? Councilmember Smith.
I second.
We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Smith to move the item up above. Can I get discussion from the council? Seeing none, you have a discussion from the public. Seeing none, Janelle, please take the vote.
Councilmember Rucker?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to that item business. Item A, discussion decision, approval of the prosecuting attorney contract. As you all know, we put an RFP out, that came back. There was a few changes in it, as you can see, it highlighted in yellow, that we sent to her. And I'm assuming that's her in the back? Yep. And so with that, could I get a motion to approval of the prosecuting attorney's contract before we start a discussion? Councilmember Smith.
I move that this council approve the prosecuting attorney contract.
We have a motion by Councilmember Smith. Do we have a second? Councilmember Bragg.
A second?
We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Bragg on a prosecuting attorney's contract. Do we have a discussion from the council? None? Seeing no discussion, Councilmember Smith.
Is completely passed with our town attorney.
Yes.
Very good.
No further comments from the council? Any comments from the public? On the prosecutor? Yes, ma'am.
I am looking at page 120 of your packets, page 2 of the proposed contract. Paralegal expenses. I wanted to suggest that we put some language in there that we have the right to review who she contracts to be our paralegal if we are responsible for paying them. And then same thing with item 6 on page 120, which is a substitute. The contractor shall be responsible for having available at no additional cost to the town a substitute contractor to perform his duties in his absence. Again, I think we should have the right to review who the substitute is if we are responsible for payment. I think those were my only comments. Oh, I did want to ask about the $45 for travel time. Would that include traveling to the town of Stevensville?
Yes.
Do we know how we arrived at the $45 rate for travel?
I think that was the previous prosecuting attorney. That's what she chose.
Okay. I did look up current rates. Montana Association of Counties, the travel reimbursement rates, they actually recommend a rate per mile rather than a rate per time or hour. They recommend 70 miles per hour. And so I wanted to suggest that as well instead of a $45 an hour travel rate.
Say,
But
can you say that again, please?
Absolutely. So the whole thing or the travel?
Just the travel, as you said, 70 miles per.
Sorry, 70 cents per mile. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's actually on the Montana Association of Counties website. If you go to travel reimbursement rates, they have rates for how you travel, like lodging, mileage obviously is gonna be on there, meals and all that stuff is all recommended, so that's where I found that. Thanks, guys.
any other comments from the public? Go ahead.
Sorry,
No. Go ahead, come on up here. You're the prosecuting attorney. Do the,
not yet.
not yet.
Hi, I'm Kiki Smithers. I'm happy to respond to that if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay, so for the travel rate per hour versus mileage, I'm happy to do either. As far as a fill-in attorney, I've spoken with Deputy County Attorney Amanda Smith. She has about 3.5 years of experience, so a little bit more than I do. She said she'd be happy to fill in for me when I was not available. I've also spoken to a paralegal at the county attorney's office, Kristen Dowdy. She has, I want to say, well over 5 years of experience as a paralegal already. She works for the county, and she mainly is a paralegal for felony crimes as well. And so I trust her fully. She's already fully trained and knows how to do everything, and she would be my paralegal for this position.
Is there any questions that the council would like to ask Kira? Councilmember Smith.
So you just said you're okay with taking a 70 cents a mile instead of 45?
I mean, I guess it's up to you guys. It doesn't really matter to me.
So
Yes.
you come out of Hamilton, correct?
I live in Corvallis. I will be coming up here most days on long motion days from Hamilton from my full-time job, yes.
So that would be, I think the prosecuting attorney for that was what, 50 miles? Right, if you go to Stephenville, you do your business here, then you go back pretty close.
Probably roughly, yes,
50 miles at 70 would be $35.
for roughly an hour as well, so.
Yeah. So, what, with council's permission? Sure. Gina?
I think that $45 included the time for her, because a lot of times she was on the phone, so she was actually working. And that's when I had talked to the previous prosecuting attorney, that was part of that, included in that $45 an hour.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Can I come back up? Sorry. So I think that sounds great. I think if she already has people identified for a paralegal and a substitute attorney, that you guys obtain those CVs and maintain the power of choosing who the substitutes and paralegals are if we're going to be liable to pay them. Because right now, the way the contract is written is it's a subcontract. She can subcontract out and you're responsible for paying them. So that was my point.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public? Seeing none? Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
No.
Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith?
No.
It's 2-2. I will break the tie and vote aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to public hearing. Item number A, budget amendments for fiscal year 2025. It's a public hearing, so if many members of the public wants to get up in the podium and say anything about the budget amendments, please do at this time. Seeing none, we'll move on to item number B. Public hearing preliminary budget of fiscal year 24-25. So this has to do with the budget.
I object.
Clerical error, sir.
I object to the public hearing for the preliminary budget. The packet clearly states it's for 24-25. The budget included in the packet was for 25-26. So the 25-26 budget cannot be discussed, which will make new business item number C in violation of MCA 7-6-4021 and 7-1-4127. If it is discussed, it will make this an illegal meeting.
With council's permission, I'd like to have Janelle. Janelle?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That is a clerical error. If I remember correctly, the loading of the packet that night last Thursday, I was having some extreme problems with the with Unicode's website. And a couple of things I actually had to go back in and fix because of it was reading the same line. So that is a clerical error only. It does not represent that we are reviewing 24-25's budget. 25-26's budget was included under that agenda item. Just letting you know.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move on to,
Sir,
yes.
we have another problem, is that this budget, this preliminary and this one, has to be in the newspaper for 2 weeks, and it was not.
It ran for 2 weeks. Sir.
Go ahead, Janelle.
It did run for 2 weeks, and I have the email that comes back from the Red Star to show that.
We've looked at them, it's not in this week's, and it wasn't in last, it wasn't in the Star. This week, the only thing that was in the newspaper for Stevensville was the audit.
With council's permission, could we take a 5-minute recess so Janelle can find that email?
Sure.
Mayor Michelson? Yes. Can I speak with you? So here's the email acknowledging it, 8:13 and 8:27. It was sent out in my inbox from them. I shouldn't have to, sir. It was done correctly. Yes, but I can show you the response.
You can come and get the email.
I can show you the response to that as well.
Okay, maybe the email's there, but it wasn't in the paper.
Greetings from the Barrett Star. Your legal notice is scheduled to run, sir. Mayor Michelson, I'm just going to address you during this, please. It's scheduled to run on August 13th and 27th from the Barrett Star. Whether or not an item makes it into the paper or not, it was acknowledged that it was going into the newspaper, and that is what MCA code would state. So I did my due diligence as to where it needed to go, and I do have that back from here. If you want me to look into this further, then we'll have to suspend this meeting at this time, but I'm not gonna, it's right here. Both things are done.
We'll have to ask the council for that.
Well, I'm not gonna suspend the meeting, so I know exactly what needed to be done.
There's 11 governmental things in there. All the ones that have a little asterisk in there. And it wasn't in last week's either. Didn't get published.
Well, if she has the email though, but then is it the paper's fault?
Yeah, that's the paper. Hey, John, did you have a comment on that?
I'm not the one that lays out the legal, so I'm not sure. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Do you have this week's paper right there?
Yeah.
I have today's.
Let's see if we can find it.
That's not the whole paper though, is it?
Say that one more
Is
time.
that the whole paper?
No, but it's got at least the legal notices. You guys did none of it as a display, did you? I don't remember putting the display.
My normal notice of public hearing or notice of public
Sure.
process.
Sorry, it'll take me just a second to read this. Does it have a date on that email, by the way, when it was supposed to run?
Yes, August 13th and August 27th.
Okay.
And it was sent to them, to you guys on the 11th. And you guys responded, not you, sorry. Bitter Star responded back at 10:49, so it was in before noon as well. But I can pull the MCA code for public notices, Mayor, if you'd like me to.
I see the audit, but it does not look like the other one is in there. Were there two you ran?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's not in there.
Sent in on different dates though, too.
Yeah, and you received confirmation from both.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like it's not in there.
What is the problem?
Mayor Michelson,
Yes.
may I please read MCA code, Title 7, Chapter 1, Part 41 for municipalities?
Just a quick point of order, have you come back out of recess?
Yes, I'm going to do that before we do that.
I apologize, I was taking care of it.
We'll reconvene the meeting. Janelle has confirmation that the Bitterroot Star did say that they had received her public notice request and they had put them in the paper, but as we can now see, they're actually printed in the paper. That is no fault of Janelle's, of course, but it is an oversight on the paper. So the public does have a right to know, so I will leave that up to the council. But with the council's permission, I would like to have Janelle read the MCA code, please.
Do I have permission?
Yes, you.
MCA code 7-1-4127, publication of notice. Number 11, if the newspaper fails to publish a second notice, the municipality must be considered to have met the requirements of this section as long as the municipality submitted the required information prior to the submission deadline and the notice was posted in 3 public places in the municipality that were designated by ordinance, and if the municipality has an active website was posted on there at least 6 days prior to the hearing or other action for which notice was required. So it gets posted on our website, it gets posted out front, and then it gets posted, of course, in the newspaper as well.
Okay, so it didn't get 3 places.
Did not.
Definitely not, okay.
So how would the council, wait, okay. Yes, John?
I was just confirming what was the first date it was supposed to run, the 20th,
The 13th,
13th.
13th and 27th. Mhm.
Okay. That's what I do. Thank you.
Yep.
So would the council like us to resubmit that in a paper so that it is published for the public's right to know 2 times? And then we would come back and do the budget,
That would be the correct thing to do.
okay? Councilmember Burke.
My concern is that we have a large number of deadlines that we're supposed to be meeting by getting this done. And it also has to do with state deadlines, not just this town's deadlines, and putting it off. I worry that the state will be upset with us not getting our budget done on time.
That is correct. And the issue I have also is, like you said, we have some serious deadlines down here at the wastewater treatment plant as far as the SCADA system.
What are those deadlines?
The deadlines part has to do with the wastewater end, and has to do with getting a computer and getting a server up and running. Like tomorrow, right now, the public works is down there babysitting it because it just keeps failing on it. We've already got quotes and everything from HDR. It's already in the budget to move forward with it. We could come back at a special meeting next week to do that, if the council wishes to do that.
But if we had a special meeting, then supposedly we would need 2 more weeks, right?
Not for a special meeting
Okay.
to do the emergency stuff like the SCADA on the wastewater. We could do a special meeting on that. The only issue there is,
Is that deadline in a day or 2 or a week or 2?
well, we don't know. I mean, with council's permission, Steve, would you like to speak on that as far as?
It's just that the computer down there is on its last legs, and we're having to reboot 3-4 times a day. It's failing to send some of the signals to some pumps. So we're having to manually check pumps sometimes for them on, when we know that it needs it. The guy who built the system looked at it 2 months ago now, and he said, this is it. You'll be lucky if this lasts another week. It lasts another month or so. But it's on its last legs. It's just old. It's outdated. It won't run. It just won't run efficiently anymore. So we have bids to redo it, rebuild it, get new stuff in there. And so the deadline for this, there's no set deadline. It's just that right now we think it's crashing. Honestly, don't know what we would do without the computer running things. It's a computer control. So I had to call in reinforcements on that to get help to keep it running.
Thank you. Him first.
Mr. Dow.
One note, it is possible. I'm trying to view it, but our website's kind of junky. I'm trying to look at the August 20th paper. It could have run in there. We could have run it twice, but ran it in the wrong. But it's taken me a second to confirm that. Do you guys happen to have a copy of that, a physical copy of that paper in the house?
We don't get it.
That's all I have.
So it could be in the.
I can run across the street and grab one and take a look real quick.
We need 2 public notices though. Councilmember Gray.
I have a question for Gina,
Go
if that's
ahead.
okay. I know that there are audit deadlines. Do you know specifically when those are and if we would be able to make it with the 2-week extension?
That's gonna be up to like our auditor,
Okay.
yeah, and they're actually auditing fiscal year 24, 25. So this is for 25, 26, but I'd like to address the SCADA system. So it's not like we can just go to Best Buy and get a computer. Those computers have to have specific specs that are set up for this particular system. And so in order to do that, you gotta get the specs, which we've already done. We've sent those to our IT department. They looked at it, they built the system. We can't order the system until it's been approved, until the budget's been approved. So if we're waiting, these guys are in dire need of the SCADA system. It goes down, that's gonna be a problem for the town. And so, we've been working efficiently and effectively as we can to get this done and to get it going. But it's kind of a dire need for them. And so so we can't do anything until that, I don't want to say it's a contract, but the bid for the computers is signed, we can't do anything. So if we put it off another 2 weeks, these guys go another 2 weeks without the SCADA system, and if the water SCADA goes down, then I don't really know, because I don't work in that department, but it could not be good for the public works department.
Councilmember Brown.
I just want to remind the council that budget is our responsibility. We can be held liable for that budget. And it only takes one person to challenge this meeting in the court of law. One person.
So it is the council's wishing. Would you like to, Councilmember Smith?
I was gonna say, I'm inclined that if we can do a special meeting to take care of this problem, then we can postpone the rest of this to get the people's right to know in, and we'll be okay.
Okay.
This can be done in the special meeting.
Yes.
It seems like a logical solution.
And behind that, since the budget will not be passed, and if I'm correct, Robert, we're going to have to do the budget amendment on that. Since we're still working on a budget that is not approved.
No, as long as you guys approve it, it'll be fine, 'cause it's still gonna be in the budget if that passes.
Okay.
If it doesn't pass, we go back to the drawing board and we're then have issues of what we're going to buy and not buy. The budget doesn't get turned until October, the state. However, it takes a little bit of time to prepare what we do today or tomorrow or the next day. There's about a 50-page worksheet that goes along with this budget. It takes a little bit of time to do. So it's not just turn this around and turn a piece of paper. That's one of the issues we can turn on.
Councilmember Brown.
We can also have a special meeting for the budget.
Yes, we can. But we still have to make sure that.
You have to get it in the paper 6 days apart, 2
Say
times.
it says or amended.
So if it is the council's wishes, we could make a motion to table the budget, which would be item number C. I could get a motion to table resolution 574, adopting the budget until we get the public notice out correctly in the paper, 6 days apart. And in between that, go ahead, Councilmember.
I'll make the motion to table item C, approving resolution number 574, a resolution adopting a budget, adopting wages and salaries for the town of Stevensville for the year 2025-2026.
Councilmember.
We have not closed the public hearing part of that.
With council's permission, I will close item number B, preliminary budget for fiscal year, the public hearing, and we'll move on down to B. Okay, let's move down to item number B. Discussion to the resolution 573, a resolution of the town council for the amendments of the budget. Is the council good on doing that? Because I don't think, does that also require in the paper?
Requires.
Okay, yeah, then we're gonna have to get it right, I would ask to make a motion to table resolution number 573, a resolution for the town council providing the amendments of the budget for the fiscal year 24-25. Councilmember Brown.
I make the motion to table resolution 573, a resolution of the town council of the town of Stevensville, providing for the amendments of the budget for fiscal year 2024 and 2025.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Brown, do we have a second? Councilmember
I
Smith.
second that.
We have a motion, we have a second by Councilmember Smith, do we have a discussion from the council on tabling it? Seeing none, do we have any comments from the public? Seeing none, Janelle, would you take the vote?
Councilmember Barker.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg.
Present.
And Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-4-1 present. Thank you. Moving on to item number C, can I get a motion to table resolution 574? Councilmember Smith.
I move to table resolution number 574, resolution adopting the budget for adopting wages and salaries for the town of Stevensville, Montana, fiscal year 25-26.
We have a motion by Councilmember Smith. Do we have a second? Councilmember Brown.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second by Councilmember Brown on tabling the budget. Any comments from the council? Seeing none, any comments from the public? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Barker.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg.
Present.
And Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-4-1 present. Okay, we're moving on to board reports. Seeing none, town council comments. Seeing none, we'll move on to the executive report. I have a very short one here. On the 31st of July, I put out work policy community surveys all over town. On the 13th of August, I attended an NMI retreat and conference in Butte. We didn't have any water, and I also, again, in person, want to thank the council for letting Councilman Brown run the meeting while I was gone. Thank you, Ms. Brown, and thank you to the council. On 8/19, Gina and I had a meeting with Eli of HCR and David Zink from HCR regarding the SCADA on the wastewater. Of course, you're kind of getting familiar about that. It had to do with the computer and the server. And we got a letter today, and I'd like to read that. And it has to do with the DNRC. It says, this is to Bob Michelson, Mayor, Town of Stephenville. The subject is a grant agreement termination, the grant agreement number, grant amount of $1,087,173. Of course, this is the Harper project, Stephenville water leak repairs and system improvements. Dear Bob Michelson, Mayor, on March 27, 2023, the Town of Stephenville and the Department of Natural Resources and Conservation executed a grant agreement for the Town of Stephenville water leak repairs and system improvements. The Town of Stephenville was awarded $1,087,173 from ARPA Water and Sewer Minimum Allocation and our competitive grant fund. On July 23rd, 2025, the Town of Stephenville submitted its final report to the department. The department approved the final report and completed all reimbursements to the Town of Stephenville. Both parties agree that all obligations specified in the agreement have been met and acknowledge responsibility to follow federal requirements relating to record retention. This project is hereby closed. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Respectfully, Lindsay Klausner, Parkland Grant Team Director. So I would like to say, great job, Gina, for doing that, closing that out, and we move forward. And with that, could I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.